Yeah. And Danny Mandro for Shamrock Rovers. How difficult has it been not having everybody? Obviously, you had a few pullouts as well since the squad was announced.
Listen, it's not 100% ideal, but nevertheless, we're happy with the squad we have here, and I think it's a great opportunity for a number of players to impress and to do well. And I think so. Training went well yesterday and today, and the players enjoyed it, and it's a good environment to come and train, and we've still got a good part of the week ahead of the game on Thursday.
Having said that, I guess if there was a match, a competitive fixture coming up in a couple of days, Randolph, Robinson and Connolly might all have been considered starters. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think obviously, for sure, Aaron and Darren's been number one for a long time, and Aaron and Callum played in Serbia, of course. So yeah, they would be important players.
Let me talk about the keepers then. Bazzuno, I suppose, was maybe in the man in possession of the jersey now, but between Queeving Kelleher, Gavin Bazzuno and Mark Travers, who do you see as your number one at the moment?
Listen, competition is important, and we spoke about sort of the age bracket between sort of Darren and then the three lads emerging together. Although Gavin is the youngest, but Queeving and Mark and Gavin. So it's very difficult for the goalkeeper. I think they need to play games, and they have that dilemma. And of course, Gavin got a lot of games in League One this year. Queeving got some games at Liverpool, but very, very hard to play at Liverpool because you've got one of the top goalkeepers in the world, Alisson, playing ahead of him, and it is difficult. Ideally, you'd want Queeving to go and play regular games because he's probably potentially one of the best goalkeepers that we've had, and yet we won't know that, because if he unless he continually plays games. So that's interesting. And Gavin has really emerged. Mark likewise needs games, and his loan spell was cut short this season, and he needs games. And Gavin came in against Luxembourg and Qatar and played very, very well, it must be said, and he impressed and showed great composure and a fair presence, it must be said. So there's decisions to be made there. They're not straightforward. So we'll have to consider all of that and see.
And ideally, will you try and give them all some game time? Or does that depend on how the games are going?
Yeah, we're not guaranteeing that. We want to perform well, and we want to do well. There will be, a degree of that overall with the squad, but we want to perform well in the two games.
And finally, from me, Chidozie and Bennett spoke earlier about you wanting to create a culture within the group. How are you practically going about doing that?
Yeah, well, that's a question I wouldn't demand a short answer, but I think Chidozie, we're delighted to have Chidozie, because I wasn't comfortable with the fact that even though he's been living in Cork since he was 7, up to recent changes in the FIFA law, we couldn't get him to qualified for Ireland. And and I think recent changes in the law state that if you've been 3 years under 10 in the country, so it meant actually going through school records and stuff like that to guarantee. So he it's someone that should have every right to play for Ireland, having grown up in Cork, played for Cork City, played for Limerick, gone to England with Brentford and Rotherham, won the promotion with Rotherham, and so his career's on an upward curve, and he has a lot of raw pace, and he still has improving to do, as he knows that, and we'll be looking to continue to try and improve and get better, and this is a step up obviously into the international team, and I'm sure he's really going to enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, Stephen.
Thank
Guy
you.
Havard, please.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi,
10
Guy.
days with the squad, a couple of internationals as well. What are the two main things that you'd like to achieve in these 10 days?
I think ideally the two main things that we want to achieve, right? I think one of the things is we have to be adaptable, and we have to be fluid, and depending on, because for example we played 4-3-3 early on and 4-2-3-1 against Slovakia, and all of a sudden you get to the last window and all of our wingers are injured, and we've got the capacity to play 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-3, and we just have to have that flexibility and adaptability to do that. I think that's very important for us, and so to be able to practice the different systems and get the players to understand exactly what we expect, and to understand we in some games the concept of control, we have established that at times, but we need more penetration in our play at times, and our midfield players, constantly monitoring their ability to pass forward, and and I think we're highlighting that a lot, and generally incisive passes. So we need to. It's an area that we need to sort of improve, and we've seen some of the passages to play against Serbia that were simply outstanding when we've looked back on them and showed them to the players today, and we're unfortunate not to win that. And then we've seen obviously a lot of our play, some of our play against Luxembourg break down and not be as fluid at all. And I think so there's room for improvement there, and we are looking to improve gradually. A lot of players are gaining valuable experience, and they will be important players for the future, for Ireland in the future. So we're looking to put in strong performances over the two games. We are missing a few players, but that gives opportunities for others, and you want players to grasp that opportunity, and that's the way I view it.
And out of the two games, are you prioritising one over the other? Where will we see your strongest team, your A team?
Right. No, we want to play well in both games. So we're not we don't have an A and B team. I think we'll want to do well in both games, and that's our objective.
Thank you very much.
Damien Spellman, please.
Yes, David. Still, for a variety of reasons, you've had a really challenging year in the job. What have you learnt about yourself and your team during this period?
That's a big question, Damien. I understand that. We've learned a lot about the job itself, about managing the windows, the 3-game windows, of course, to the best of our ability, and and some of the disadvantages attached to that. But no, I've learned a lot, and all the time continually learning, and we want to learn and win, of course. We want to win matches, and so that we need to start winning games, and I think that's what we'll be looking to do. And we've gone through some of that clips of some absolutely outstanding play in recent games, but we have to turn that. It's not been maybe consistent in all the games, parts of games that have been exceptional moves, but we need to have that level of consistency in over 90 minutes, and we need to take our chances as well. It's critical for us as well. I think we need to be more prolific. We need to be more ruthless in front of goal for sure.
Thank you.
Only a couple more minutes of the live section left. Dan McDonald next, please.
Hey Stephen, how are things?
Hey Dan.
Just two quick ones. I don't want to mangle the surname, but Sammy Smodix, the new recruit. Can I just ask how long that has been going on for, the sort of pursuit, and what attributes you think he can bring to the team?
Yeah, listen, I was aware a couple of years ago that Sam had declared an interest in playing for Ireland, but had been maybe overlooked at under-21 level at that time. So I went to watch Ipswich and Peterborough probably 18 months ago or 2 years ago, and I went to watch at the time Alan Judge playing for Ipswich and Jack Taylor playing for Peterborough, and in that game. He was playing as a number 10, and he scored twice in Portman Road that day, and he did very well on the day. So we've monitored his progress, in that period, and obviously it's a big jump from League One to international football. And I think I've been at some recent games with Peterborough. In Peterborough, I've seen him a few times, and so I suppose he has been adaptable. He's obviously a very hard working player. He's quick and works very hard, and has managed to be a sort of selfless player for Peterborough, playing in a 4-2-3-1 as the number 10. But because of the way they play, they're very attacking. It's nearly like 4-2-4, so he's nearly like a second striker playing, and he's nearly played that sort of second striker role really with them, and created and scored a fair few goals. So it'll be a move into the championship for him this year, and he'll be keen to obviously have a good camp and see how that one goes.
And just I know you have the Swansea lads playing today, but also Anthony Barry is obviously involved in the Champions League final later on. When does Anthony join up with you? And briefly, what has he brought to the camp in March? There seems to be positive reports on that.
Yeah, Connor, of course, it's great for Connor, and he showed a real hunger. He wasn't content to stay at Villa and see out the season. He sort of seen that they had signed Ross Barkley and Jack Grealish and playing in those positions, and John McGinn. So he understood his role there and was very keen to play, because his international position, he knew for him to play regularly to maintain his international position, that was important for him. So you can talk about players dropping out, but when I rang Conor Horan and he said to me, we're playing the playoff on Sunday, Stephen, once we play, I'll be out straight away. I'll be on the first flight. It wasn't, no, I've had a hard season, I probably need to put my feet up and rest after playing the playoff. I missed the last window through injury, devastated to miss it. I'm on the next flight. Once the match is over, I just want to get over there quickly, himself and Ryan Manning. So to be fair to Conor, showing real determination, and to both play this year. He's obviously had a good season with Swansea, and also to play for his country, showing, regardless if it's a friendly or not, he's shown a huge desire to do that. And exchanged texts with him today, of course, and he's looking forward to the game, himself and Ryan. In relation to Anthony, Anthony's come in obviously in one window. We've had a few meetings, both in London and obviously over Zoom in the interim, and it's a great experience for him tonight. So we want him to hopefully enjoys it and has a positive outcome. And the three of them will be on an early flight on Monday morning. Three of them will be on an early flight Monday morning, and we train at 5 o'clock. We train later on Monday, and because we obviously want Ryan, and Ryan will definitely train, of course, and we'll see how Conor is after today, to how much he trains on Monday. But the three of them will fly out on Monday morning, first flight.
Okay, guys, we'll move into the embargoed section now.